That's right, it's officially time for September's You Still Haven't Read That? Theme of a month. Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to be doing kind of a more of an MBR where I talk about some books that I may read in the month of September. I am focusing on stuff that I've wanted to get to for quite a while. In some cases, literal years. In other cases, it's not been quite as long, but just things that I've been really wanting to get to and have not for whatever reason. Now, I will note, usually I keep this guy just off screen, but I've switched to this. It's made my audio quality a lot better, but I know some people have mentioned it's been a little quiet at points. Let me know, is it just me, or does this annoy you seeing it in frame? Because it annoys me, but if nobody else cares and having it up a little higher makes the volume better, we'll stick with it. So let me know your thoughts on that. But let's jump in. So the first thing I want to mention is I did do a patron poll for these 4 books, which were Duskfall by Christopher Hoosberg, which is book 1 of the Chaos Queen Quintet. I own most of those books. And then we have The Traitor God by Cameron Johnston, which is a duology, I believe. I have both of those books. An Illusion of Thieves by Kate Glass, which is the first book in a trilogy, which I have the whole thing of. And Blood of an Exile, which is also the first book in a trilogy that I own all of. And this was my first patron pick, which was available to everybody on the Patreon in order to pick. And the win was Duskfall, actually, which surprised me. That's not the one that I expected, but I'm very curious because I know this one's supposed to have some like sword and sorcery elements. I don't know a ton about it, but it seems really interesting. And these are all, I may get to some of these other ones, but Duskfall will be the first one starting it off here for the month of September, and so I am excited. And then there is a lot of other stuff that I will plan on getting to. It's possible I may end up doing more polls if I find myself not sure what to do next. But there's a lot of stuff I want to get to, including a couple of the things that are in the literal years category. The first of which is The Wounded Land by Stephen R. Donaldson, which is the first book in the second Chronicles of Thomas Covenant. Now, I recently was just talking about the series. A couple of people have really commented about how good this is, and it's literally been on my list to read since I finished the first Chronicles, which was actually years ago at this point. So this is a pretty long-term one, and I'm excited to hopefully get to that. All of this is, none of it's guaranteed, but there's some things like I really, really want to get to. That's definitely one of them. And then the other one that's not quite as long, but still pretty long, The Darkness That Comes Before by R. Scott Baker, the first book in The Prince of Nothing, starts the overall series there. And I've been hearing more people talking about this lately, and it's been on my list since I slowly read first brought it up quite a while ago. And so this is also, it's been years, and I've been meaning to try it. Have other people have told me really good things, including one of our Discord mods who's been trying to get me to read it for years, and a lot of other people. So I am really looking forward to it, and so hopefully this will be the month that I finally pop in as well. And then we have this has actually been probably about a year, Blade of Dream by Daniel Abraham. This is the sequel to Age of Ash, which I really enjoyed. I meant to read this right after it came out, never got to it, and just have not fitted in since. So that's another one that I've been putting off for a while. We also have, which are not quite the fitting the theme, but I'm just being honest, I'll probably end up reading a Guy Gabriel Kay novel. And since he's an author I'd meant to read for a long time, it hadn't, it still kind of fits, but I don't know which one. It's probably going to be either Tigana or A Brightness Long Ago. I was planning to do Tigana next, but I keep hearing stuff about Brightness Long Ago now, and it's also shorter, so that might win. But yeah, I've been absolutely loving everything I've read from Guy Gabriel Kay, the first 2 so far. I'm excited to read all of his stuff, so that definitely belongs on the list as well. And then we have a collection of self-pub stuff that I've meant to start for a really long time, and then one that I just still want to continue, and that I want to go. And so Lord and King by P.L. Stewart, which is book 3 in the last of the Drowned Kingdom saga. I was trying to say book 2 for some reason, which is not the title of the series, but Lord and King, which is book 3. Book 4 is now out, which I have behind me as well, Alliance Pride. These are longer, and I've really been enjoying them so far, and I just need to really fit it in, so that's why that fits here. And then we have 4 different book 1s of series, some of which I've had for a really long time, and some of them are a little more recent that I'd like to finally try and see what I think. First is Rise of the Ranger, book 1 of the Echo Saga by Philip C. Quantrell. This, I have like the first 5 books that I got from Andrew a while ago, and I've been hearing about it before since. I know some other people who may or may not even comment on this video have been telling me definitely to try it, and I want to. It's a long series, so it's one of those ones where it's kind of hard to start, but I want to just give it a shot and see what I'm going to think of it. One that I have had for many long years at this point, because this was, somebody bought this for me up my wish list years ago, and I keep realizing that I've never read it. Winds of Strife by U.G. Gutman, and this is book 1. Now, I don't think there's been a sequel that's actually come out to this yet, so I feel like it's still an okay time, because if I read it, then hopefully I don't have to wait too terribly long for the sequel. But that's been another one that's just been on my list for a really long time. I think I did like the first line from it in a video at one point, but haven't done it. And then finally, we've got a slight change into sci-fi, In the Orbit of Sirens by T.A. Bruno. I've heard great things about this. I have the first few books in this series as well, and I like throwing in sci-fi every now and then too. So this may be one that if I'm feeling like something different, ends up getting thrown in here, but that's definitely an option there as well. And Curse of the Fallen by H.C. Newell. I have the first couple books in this one. I love the covers, and I've been kind of curious about this one. I randomly saw something about this and ended up getting the couple of books here as well. So those are all some things that I've been meaning to get to for a while. Some of them longer than others, absolutely. Some of them years, some of them not quite years, but all of them are pretty long time. So this is not to say I will read all of these books, because gosh, I wish I could read all of these books in a month. Then I'd really be set. But these are all some that I'll be choosing from. There'll be some other random ones too, and I also am planning on using this to like try some random books that I don't know if I will like as well. And so we'll see. I predict I will end up having some DNFs this month, because some of it's like random stuff I got on Book Outlet that I've never gotten around to trying, which those are hit or miss sometimes. But so I'll definitely be throwing in some random stuff. These are all books that I will be choosing from, and there's some on here like Thomas Covenant, like Baker, and I really would like to get to those, and so I'm probably gonna give them priority. And then yeah, Duskfall will be first though, so I'm very curious how I'll feel about that one. I know I have books like 1, 3, and 4 or 5 or something. There's 5 books, and I have at least 3 of them. Not all in order though, so I'll have to see how that ends up going. But yeah, those are all things that I may be reading. So let me know if you read any of these, if you have any thoughts on any of these. Try and convince me to like, what should I bump up the list or down the list or anything like that, because I really am just planning on seeing what I'm in the mood for. I've been kind of trying to mood read, and it's been going decently well. August was kind of a slow month, but I'm looking to get back in September with a lot of different stuff, so hopefully it'll go well. But yeah, so let me know your thoughts on any of these, as well as some stuff you're planning on reading this month as well in the comments. Give the video a like if you enjoyed it. Check the links in the description, as always, for the Patreon if you want to support what I do over there on Patreon, as well as the Wizardly Enclave Discord if you want to chat books, whether any of these books, other books, really anything at all. It's a lot of fun, and we'd love to have you. And of course, if you enjoy my content, make sure to subscribe.